Hi, my name is Roman Glibenkov, and I'm the creator of Intravenous. Welcome to the second part of the trailer. Intravenous is a stealth action game with heavy emphasis on stealth. Despite the focus on stealth, it can still be played as an action game. However, running about in the open will get you nowhere. Before we get to the combat side of the game, let's talk about its main focus, stealth. Stealth in Intravenous is multifaceted. You've got your visibility meter, which determines how visible you are overall. The noise meter shows how much noise you're making. The visibility meter is crucial when you're out in the open and there are enemies with a clear line of sight towards you. If you're in a dark area, then enemies will have a harder time detecting you. Moving around while in the dark will slightly increase your visibility. If you're in a bright area, well, you better look for ways to make it dark, as there's nothing stopping the enemy from pouring lead over you in that case. But be careful, as simply turning the lights off will leave them wondering, who turned the lights off? You can use this to bait an enemy in and then quietly take them out. That way, what once was an inconvenience can be easily weaponized to get the enemy right where you want them. Speaking of enemies reacting to what's happening in the game world, you need to make sure you're not making a whole lot of noise too. Running around with heavy armor, a holstered rifle, grenades, and a pistol will make enough noise to alert folks in a generous radius. You don't want that. Equip lighter armor or none at all. Grab a rifle, but don't holster it unless it's really necessary. Opt in for a taser instead of grenades. All these things play into the amount of noise you're making, as well as how mobile you are. It's no good trying to sneak around whilst being kitted out like a juggernaut. The environment also plays into how easily enemies can hear you move around. A noisy environment masks the noise of your actions, allowing you to do things that would otherwise be heard by the enemy. Use this to your advantage to creep up on enemies and quietly choke them out. With them out of the picture, be sure to take the necessary precautions in hiding their bodies, as even a single alerted enemy can raise more people into looking for you, causing a chain reaction and ultimately making things a lot harder for you than they have to be. When things get too hot patrol-wise, use the vent shafts to get away from the enemy without being seen. Create distractions to slip by undetected. Look for alternative passages to bypass dangerous areas. The most obvious passage is not always the best one, and those that take the time to explore will be rewarded with new guns to use later on. But if worst comes to worst and you're forced to engage the enemy, then you better grab your rifle and keep your wits about you. Combat in Intravenous is not stacked in your favor, and neither is the amount of enemies you'll be facing. Taking multiple shots is not an option. Your armor vest might protect you from the bullet, but your flesh and bones will not enjoy the blunt trauma at all. As long as a bullet does not penetrate your armor vest, you can regain most of the lost health. So avoid being shot, and when that's not an option, relocate and take a breather. You won't be back to 100%, but it's still better than being dead. Stay on your feet, avoid open areas, and relocate often if you wish to come out on top. Don't stay in the same place for too long or you'll be swarmed. Use the environment to your advantage. Perform surgical hit and run strikes to disorient the enemy and force them to relocate, thereby bending the situation to your will. But above all, you must be quick and covert about it. Combat in Intravenous is all about the element of surprise, which means you'll need to manage your visibility and line of sight even while engaging the enemy. Once you get in the groove of hit and run style attacks, you will start to see just how much can be done in what seems to be a dead end. Above all, be proactive, not reactive, as being passive is a sure way to get killed in Intravenous. I hope this has helped you understand what there's to be done in the game, and there is a lot. Welcome to the world of Intravenous. Try not to get shot.